Hello folks, Jason Cressman here, Grazing Acres Farms. Overnight we got a little bit of snow. It kind of caught me off guard. We've been experiencing spring-like weather. The cattle have actually been leaving the feeder during the day and going out in the pasture and grazing. So I'm happy to see that. But just a few days ago I got 13 more bales delivered. You can see them behind me. And once I get them moved, this hay cart that I built in the fall will have moved 138 bales. One of the things I've observed over the winter using this hay cart is that I can move all 13 of these bales with less than a gallon of gas. So for less than $2.37 I can move all 13 of these bales out in the pasture. Now for those of you that use a tractor to move round bales, I don't know how many of you can honestly say that. As far as maintenance on my hay cart, there has been very, very little. I did add a couple trampoline springs, so when the spear doesn't have a bale on it and it's up in the air, it's able to come back down instead of me manually having to get off the four-wheeler, come around and push it down. And that's been a tremendous help. As far as other maintenance, basically you throw a grease on all the joints and you're good to go. There is no other maintenance. You don't have any oil to check, no fluids. You're good. So what I want to share with you now is some better video from last week when I moved bales, showing some more close-ups of the cart, how it works, how I hook it up, and all that good stuff. So check this out. Okay, so let me try and break down the hay cart and how I built it. I'm going to start with the heart of the operation, the ATV winch, 2,500 pound winch from Harbor Freight. From the winch, goes over to the power box that works from the remote. And by the way, this particular winch only works with a remote. There is no backup switch, so if you lose the remote, you're doomed. But anyway, it comes up the conduit and goes around to the jumper cables, which I have here, that you earlier seen me hook directly to the battery that I carry with me. For a long time I had this just running from my ATV battery, and over a period of time it drained my battery. So I started to carry a lawnmower battery with me and just keep that charged at the house. That's worked rather well. The configuration of the cable, it comes out of the winch, goes up to a pulley, back to this pulley, and then it comes up to where this hook is, and that hook would go forward and hook on my ATV. For a while I tried running it just directly up to the pulley. That did not work. It was just raising the ATV. It's been brought to my attention over the winter, though, that if I would extend my tongue and make it longer, basically making a longer fulcrum here, I would not have near the tension or the pull on the ATV, and it would also lift the bales a lot easier. So that's something I intend to do this summer before next hay season. Back here, this is set up pretty much so that you could put any implement on it. These cradles that I made are standard distance apart, so all you got to do is take this U-clamp off, or U-bolt that goes down around the axle, lift off this cross piece, and this piece will pull off, and you can set anything in there you wanted to that was standard measurements apart. Now, I don't know that measurement right off the top of my head, so to make my axle I just used a piece of steel pipe, and to give it some strength I welded a piece of T-stake, actually fencing, on there all the way down. I welded it on both sides. I welded it here, and then I welded it underneath, and that's just to give it a little extra strength. You can buy kits online on Amazon, and I'll link that in the description, to take any piece of steel pipe. You can buy the conversion kit to make it into an axle. It comes with all your bearings, comes with the hub. I think for the steel shaft that goes inside the pipe, the bearings, the hub, and all the studs, the tires, I bought them on Amazon too, just because you can buy a 15-inch trailer tire and rim cheaper on Amazon than I can go to the tire store down the road and buy it. But for both tires and both axle sides, I think I have $180 in it, maybe 140. Either way, I'll leave the link for that in the description below. To come around back here, here's the springs that I told you that I recently installed, and that's to help when the spear is in an upward position, to help pull it back down, so I don't manually have to get off the four-wheeler and knock the spear back this way. You see, there's not much weight out here at the end of the spear, and you can't really add anything because it gets in the way of the spear doing its job and sliding inside the hay. You can't go add no big chunk of steel right here. So I added these trampoline springs, basically took a bolt on each side, the top and bottom, welded it on there, bent it away or up, one down, hooked the trampoline springs on there, and they've been working great. I was kind of worried that when they were stretched apart they were going to get full of hay, but I've moved a lot of hay here recently, and that's all that's in there, so I'm not going to be too worried about that now, I guess. And that's the basic rundowns. If you see anything here that I didn't mention that you're curious about, ask down in the comments. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, it'd be appreciated. Thanks for watching. Grazing Acres Farm.